Hello, my name is Joe Johnson and I've been actively engaged in research into natural remedies for over 20 years. Now, if you've got a rotator cuff pain, you need to really listen because this crucial short video will directly affect you. What I have discovered about stopping rotator cuff pain quickly is cutting edge, and it just might be the untapped resource that you have been looking for. I'm going to show you how simple it is to quickly reduce or even stop rotator cuff pain. But just as importantly, I'm going to show you how to switch on and speed up your body's own natural healing mechanisms without the need for surgery and without risking your health to expensive, useless and even dangerous drugs. Now, Emma Williams, she's the health editor on this site. She has urged me to share with you details of an astonishing discovery that I've made about rotator cuff pain. So if you do have rotator cuff pain, what is actually going on? Well, think of it like this. Whether through wear and tear or strain or a build-up of toxins or through an unfortunate accident, your rotator cuff may be damaged and need repairing. So if you have got a rotator cuff problem and you're suffering from pain and discomfort and misery, you need to somehow stimulate your body's healing mechanisms into focusing on and repairing your rotator cuff. And unless you find a way to stimulate your body's healing mechanisms without damaging your body's delicate chemical balance, then sooner or later you might end up losing the mobility in your rotator cuff altogether. And I want you to consider this. If you've been stressed, maybe overworked, if you've taken drugs including painkillers and anti-inflammatories, then already your body's healing mechanisms are probably weakened. And that is enough for the healing mechanism to be interrupted or even stopped altogether. And once your rotator cuff becomes inflamed and you experience severe rotator cuff pain, you may struggle to move or hold things for months or even years. Some people with rotator cuff pain, if left untreated, they never move properly again. Now, to make things even worse, if you use painkillers or anti-inflammatories to kill the pain around your rotator cuff, you will almost certainly have had to swallow them. That means that the whole of your body's healing mechanism is now shocked and weakened even further because these drugs are toxic. The impact of these powerful pain-killing chemicals can't be overemphasized. This is why painkillers and anti-inflammatories, they appear to work for a day or two, but then your rotator cuff pain, it just comes back worse than ever before. And in case you're in any doubt about the danger of modern painkillers or anti-inflammatories, now sometimes they're called non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Now, according to a recent report by eminent US doctors, and you can see the proof below, in the United States alone, the total number of people killed by conventional medicine like painkillers and anti-inflammatories, it's an astounding, it's almost 800,000 men, women and children every year. That's over 2,200 a day. So it's now evident that the American medical system is the leading cause of death and injury in the United States. And that's the eminent doctors saying that, not me. So I was desperate to find a way of reducing and stopping your rotator cuff pain, but at the same time, like to stimulate your body's healing mechanism into healing your rotator cuff as fast as possible. And it had to be done without harming or damaging in any way your immune system. That was why I did my research. You see, human beings with rotator cuff pains have been around for tens of thousands of years. Drug companies have been around about 100 years, and they don't want you to know what your ancestors knew about rotator cuffs. So my first step in research is to always go back into history and do a lot of reading. And after a lot of reading, and I don't mean the usual herbalist research books, I mean that whilst I can't name my sources, I've got secret access to some of the very best herbalist remedy books on this planet. These books, almost all of them, are kept hidden away by rich collectors, private libraries, specialist libraries, and even drug companies have got some amazing herbalist books. I've also got access to books that modern science believes are just not worth looking at. These books have been written by people who've got zero medical qualifications. But these people have lived in the wilds and they've learned and practiced the secrets of Mother Nature every day of their lives. And the people who've passed on herbal remedies from one generation to the next, because these herbal remedies, they work. And it was in one such research book that I found the clues to an ancient cure for rotator cuff pain. And it was in an old ramshackle bookshop in the south of France. Now the book I was looking at was over 200 years old. Now my French isn't that good, but fortunately most of the books are written in Latin. And whilst my Latin isn't very good either, I was able to recognise the plant names. But I was puzzled. See, there were several interesting remedies in that book, amazing remedies. But there was one remedy that stood out, and the remedy I found was for swelling and injury of the rotator cuff. And yet the plants I read about I've never considered for use on the rotator cuff at all. So I took notes of the type of plants used, where they were found, the ratio and the mixture and the preparation, and anything else I could think of that might help me make this remedy. Now, of course, I've heard of these herbs before, and I've used these herbs many times before, but I had no idea then that once mixed in the right combination, that they would produce or stimulate such an incredible pain relieving effect and a healing effect directly onto the rotator cuff. I knew that up till now that most natural remedies for rotator cuff pain are nothing more than mild stimulant creams, which they warm up the skin, they stimulate the blood flow to the joint, but they simply didn't affect the pain levels or the healing mechanism to any degree at all. Now they sometimes did help a little, but for rotator cuff pain, they don't work, they're just not strong enough. Now I expected my research to last 6 to 12 months, but I had 100% proven remedy in 6 weeks. Now, I wanted to test it for longer, but my conscience just wouldn't let me, because every single client with a rotator cuff problem was reporting amazing results, sometimes within just a few hours. So this remedy has been proven now countless times to quickly reduce the rotator cuff pain. Not only that, it rapidly speeds up the healing time of the painful and aching rotator cuff. So how do you use this remedy? Well, you simply massage just a few drops, it's a pleasant smelling remedy, directly onto the aching rotator cuff. This will take you about 10 seconds. Now you do that 3 times a day. And finally, and this is important, you put a few drops onto the soles of your feet at bedtime. That's it. It is that easy to use. So then your speedy healing will begin. Your pain levels will come down and you'll no longer, hopefully no longer, need any of those toxic, powerful painkillers because they're already slaughtering your immune system. And the prospect of any painful or expensive surgery, hopefully that'll go away too. Now I've made the remedy so it's simpler and it's easy and it's convenient to use. It's a very concentrated liquid. So this bottle will last you a long time. I know it doesn't look like much, but the remedy really does pack a wallop. You'll suddenly feel your rotator cuff improving. You'll know within a few hours of using it that it feels different, or like it's getting better. You'll soon have the mobility back in your rotator cuff, and hopefully saying goodbye to those painkillers for good. Your rotator cuff will be returning to help. This remedy means you don't have to spend your day making expensive and time-consuming therapist appointments and doctor appointments, or discussing your problems with strangers in the drugstore. It's just a small bottle of a thick, clear, very pleasant smelling herbal liquid. And it's a bottle, it's so small it'll easily fit unnoticed into your pocket or into your purse. And you can dab a few drops onto your rotator cuff throughout the day as you wish. The choice is yours how you do it, but make sure you use it all day and you put it on your feet at night time. Now, I plan to launch the remedy called Rotator Cuff Pain Doctor with advertising, fancy packaging and all that, and putting it out to a small network of distributors, but I never got the chance because word quickly spread about the results that I was getting with the remedy. Patients and herbalists came here to my practice and literally demanded I make it for them. But it's not so simple. You see, I tested a lot of different herbs, and the only organic herbs which consistently stopped rotator cuff pain came from the Middle East. Now, in these war-torn, struggling times, can you imagine how hard it is now to import a shipment of herbs from the Middle East? To say my ingredient supply is in the lap of the gods is a bit of an understatement. However, recently I did get enough ingredients for 3 batches. Now, I've already made each batch by hand myself. I've measured the herbs, I've weighed the herbs, I've mixed the herbs, and I've blended the herbs myself. So I don't want you to worry about that. The rotator cuff pain doctor remedies that I make are of the highest quality. Now, I've handed over 2 of the batches to my trusted friend Emma Williams. If you have rotator cuff pain, then I strongly suggest that you get this remedy called Rotator Cuff Pain Doctor before the supplies run out and before you inadvertently harm yourself with painkillers or before you end up needing surgery. Now, using this remedy, I've called it, it's an avalanche of healing for a very good reason. The way the drops of the remedy, they flood your rotator cuff with healing herbs, and it's like experiencing an avalanche of pain relief around your rotator cuff. And like I said earlier, this remedy really does pack a wallop. You'll feel your rotator cuff improving. Within a few hours of using it, it'll feel different, and you'll know that your healing is taking place. But you must hurry. Now, I normally only give this remedy to my personal clients and to fellow herbalists. I've never committed a single batch of Rotator Cuff Doctor to anyone else before. Now, Emma's begged me not to let the other herbalists or the online stores know what we were up to till she had the stock. Well, she's got the stock now, and it's going faster than we both imagined. So if you mess around or think you'll come back later or you order late, you might miss out. And if you have rotator cuff pain, then that would be a horrible mistake. So don't let that happen. The result of using this remedy is you being free of rotator cuff pain and be able to move pain-free once more. That's it. Have a good look round at the testimonials below to see how this remedy has helped men and women across the country get rid of the rotator cuff pain fast. But maybe you've got a few understandable seeds of doubt, and that's fair enough. After all, you don't know me, so let me put your mind at rest so that you can experience the remedy for yourself completely risk-free. You can try this remedy completely risk-free for 90 days, and you don't risk a single penny trying the remedy for yourself. You've got an ironclad, complete 90-day, unconditional, 100% money-back guarantee. But the truth of it is this. See, this remedy, it's a breakthrough. And if it doesn't quickly and easily start to reduce your rotator cuff pain, or if it doesn't get rid of it at all, or you're not completely satisfied in any way at all, then I insist you send this remedy back to Emma in any condition, and she'll personally make sure you get a fast and full refund of every penny you paid for the remedy. No questions asked, no hassles, and you can even keep the bonus books, the set of books, as a thanks for trying the remedy. You've got my word on that. Okay, so how much for this rotator cuff remedy? How much will it cost you? Well, I normally charge my clients $200 for an appointment plus $170 for the remedy, because it is handmade and it is organic. However, because you don't have to have an appointment with me, and appointments with me are pretty hard to get anyway, plus I'm not using my offices and my staff and all these other expenses, I've agreed with Emma we can afford to give you 50% discount on the rotator cuff pain doctor remedy. That means that you can get your remedy for just $87 and $5 shipping. That means you're going to save over $280. And not only that, Emma's literally manhandled me into giving you an additional gift of free bonus health ebooks. Now that book set is valued at $127, and that's for the first 100 people who try the remedy. And you can see the details of those books below. Now those books alone are worth more than the cost of this remedy. So this is the first time, and maybe the last time, that this remedy has ever been sold for less than $170. I mean, $87, it's less than the price of a course of useless and even dangerous painkillers. It's less than the price of a visit to your doctor. And it's certainly less than the price of any painful surgery which you might end up needing unless you get this problem sorted. So you've got zero risk here. So order your remedy right now, whilst Emma's still got the stock and whilst you're still on this page. So click on the link below. Emma really will look after you. And if you have any questions about rotator cuff pain or even this rotator cuff remedy, you can write to me at any time. So it's risk-free. You can just click on the link below and Emma will get this into the post to you today. Okay? And I look forward to helping you get free from this pain for the rest of your life. Okay, bye for now.